March 1st, 2026. The Middle East, Arabian Sea, 350 miles off the coast of Iran. Global media outlets are exploding with shocking footage. Video captured from a civilian vessel shows a massive plume of black smoke billowing from the deck of the USS Abraham Lincoln. Tehran wastes no time issuing an official statement. They claim a historic triumph, reporting a direct hit on the U.S. carrier by their latest Fatah-2 hypersonic missile. Global markets descend into instant panic. Brent crude prices shatter historical ceilings, piercing $150 a barrel in just a few hours. Headlines from major news networks scream of the start of World War III. Chaos grips the stock exchanges as world leaders scramble to draft emergency addresses to their nations. But while the planet trembles in panic, bracing for a nuclear apocalypse, a cold, almost eerie calm permeates the Pentagon's Situation Room. There is no shouting here, only the low hum of military servers. A brief, sharp command is issued. Execute Protocol Epic Fury. In that moment, the American war machine roars to life. Today, we will conduct a deep dive analysis of this military operation. You will see a minute-by-minute timeline of how Iran effectively lost its entire navy in just 24 hours. You'll learn why those invincible Iranian hypersonic missiles ultimately ended up as scrap metal in the desert, and what a new millennium conflict truly looks like. A war where self-learning algorithms, precision missiles, and swarming drones kill faster, more accurately, and more efficiently than ever before. Before the first bomb or missile even drops, Iran must be rendered informationally blind. The primary tool for this is the modern carrier-based electronic warfare aircraft, the EA-18G Growler. This is not just a plane. It is a flying supercomputer for electronic combat. Its mission is to rewrite informational reality. Under its wings lie the cutting-edge NGJ, next-generation jammer, pods. At their core are gallium nitride, GaN-based active electronically scanned array, AESA, antennas. They are capable of generating energy beams so narrow and powerful that they can incinerate the defenses of any modern radar without affecting friendly aircraft. Legacy systems simply generated background noise, which an air defense operator would see as a total screen washout. The NGJ systems operate with far greater surgical precision, utilizing DRFM, digital radio frequency memory, technology. The system intercepts a radar pulse from an Iranian S-300, instantly digitizes it, modifies the data, and beams it back. The result? Instead of a single real F-35, dozens of ghost targets appear on the enemy's monitors, flying in every direction. Or, even more dangerously, the system generates interference that completely erases the aircraft from the radar altogether, forcing the air defense electronics to believe the sky is perfectly clear. But radio waves are only half the battle. While the Growler dominates the spectrum, specialists from Fort Meade, home of the NSA, launch a simultaneous assault on data transmission channels. Modern air defense is a networked computer system. By injecting malicious code into the communication protocols between the command post and the launch battery, the entire system is paralyzed. Iranian missiles remain trapped in their silos because their electronic brains can no longer recognize American stealth fighters as an enemy. Iran didn't wait long to retaliate. Hundreds of high-speed kamikaze boats and strike drones swarmed toward the carrier strike group simultaneously, attempting to oversaturate the American ship's sensors. In the narrow confines of the Strait of Hormuz, decision-making time was slashed to mere seconds. This is where Aegis Baseline 10 took command. This isn't just a radar. It is the collective intelligence of the fleet, weaving every ship into a single, unified combat network. Each U.S. destroyer was transformed into a lethal, automated fortress. The system instantaneously categorized threats by priority. The human brain cannot track hundreds of targets at once, but the Aegis AI autonomously distributed targets across the group's assets. Large surface drones and incoming missiles were assigned to SM-6 interceptors, capable of over-the-horizon strikes. Smaller threats were neutralized by the remote-controlled 25mm Mk-38 autocannons. As the range closed to a critical distance, the last line of defense engaged the Phalanx CIWS. These mounts fire 75 rounds per second, creating a literal wall of tungsten alloy penetrators in the enemy's path. The distinctive roar of these guns is the last thing an Iranian kamikaze drone hears before being shredded into scrap. For the operators in the Combat Information Center, CIC, this doesn't look like a classic movie battle. On their screens, it is pure mathematics. Algorithms optimize ammunition expenditure, calculate the shortest intercept trajectories, and methodically sanitize the sector. In the era of hypersonics and swarming drones, the side that wins is the one whose processing power turns the chaos of battle into a calculated task of clearing the battle space. While Iranian air defense radars scrambled to find even a flicker of a ghost in the sky, the true aerial apex predators of the 21st century entered the fray. These are the F-35C Lightning II fighters, operating in full low-observable stealth mode. This is not just an aircraft, it is a flying supercomputer. Its unique distributed aperture system, DES, allows the pilot to literally see through the airframe. Inside the helmet, augmented reality overlays the real world, providing a full 360-degree tactical picture. The pilot doesn't need to hunt for targets. The onboard AI highlights threats and identifies the optimal launch window, ensuring the probability of intercept approaches zero. As the F-35s clear the path, the B-21 Raider, a sixth-generation strategic stealth bomber, glides silently at high altitudes from vast distances. Its flying wing silhouette renders it virtually invisible to both metric and cinemetric radar bands. The mission of this perfect duo, the F-35 and the B-21, is the surgical dismantling of Iran's nuclear potential. The primary lethality of these platforms lies in the JSSMER high-precision cruise missiles. With their low observable profile and a range exceeding 900 kilometers, they allow the carrier to strike without ever entering the engagement zones of the S-400 or Bavar 373 systems. These missiles don't just fly toward a target. They maneuver, hugging the terrain to evade detection. In the terminal phase, an infrared seeker compares the target's image with a pre-stored template in its memory. The precision is staggering. Heavy penetrating warheads thread the needle, striking ventilation shafts and transport tunnels of underground Iranian facilities buried under dozens of meters of reinforced concrete and solid rock. The technological edge of the 2026 era lies in total asymmetry. This is a war without visual contact. The enemy perishes within their hardened bunkers, never realizing who struck them or where death came from. Now, let's break down that viral footage of the burning USS Abraham Lincoln that flooded social media in a matter of hours. What actually happened? Iran did, in fact, attempt a massive strike, launching its latest Fata hypersonic ballistic missiles. However, their flight ended almost as soon as it began. At an altitude of over 100 kilometers, in the vacuum of space, they were intercepted by SM-3 kinetic kill vehicles. This is a unique weapon. The missile carries no explosives. It destroys the target through a direct hit at colossal speeds. The debris of the Iranian missiles either burned up in the atmosphere or plunged into the sea hundreds of miles away from the US strike group, leaving the fleet completely unscathed. But where did the footage of the horrific deck fire come from? The answer is simple. It is a professionally edited video montage based on archived footage from US Navy damage control exercises held in 2024. In reality, a supercarrier is a literal floating fortress. Its flight deck is protected by heavy armor, and its hull is divided into hundreds of watertight compartments. Sinking or even disabling such a Titan with one or two missiles is virtually impossible. Automated firefighting systems and a highly trained crew allow any damage to be localized within minutes. The carrier incident became the greatest disinformation attempt in modern history, one that ultimately shattered against the real technological might and structural integrity of the United States Navy. By the end of March 18, 2026, the Iranian war machine stood technically paralyzed. Stripped of satellite navigation, severed from communications, and with its strategic Persian Gulf ports completely obliterated, it had been reduced to a military of the last century. Operation Epic Fury served as a definitive demonstration. In modern warfare, victory is not claimed by the side with the most boots on the ground, but by the side with the most advanced precision technologies and superior software. The United States did more than just defend a carrier from a massive assault. It proved to the entire world that the era of traditional, head-on conflict is officially over. Today, supremacy is no longer measured by the number of tanks or cannons, but by the raw power of servers and the stealth of algorithms. This wasn't just a retaliatory strike, it was a masterclass. Welcome to a new reality, the era of absolute algorithmic dominance, where the outcome of the battle is decided before the first shot is even fired. If you enjoyed this breakdown, please hit the like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the channel. Until next time.